Matt Schwartz with Schwartz Insurance Group in Louisville, Kentucky, here with another in our video education series focused on employee benefits. Again, we remain in a historic time. There's so many changes taking place in this particular arena that it's hard to keep up, hard to keep yourself protected and be successful. The purpose of this series is, number one, to teach you about the concepts of reform and other ideas and benefits, to share the latest ideas and tactics that employers are using to be successful, and really, in short, to position you to be a pro with regard to your benefits, communication, and culture. Today I want to talk about compliance. It's become a huge issue since reform was passed in 2010. The Department of Labor has hired 1,000 auditors starting in 2011. So they are focused on ERISA, which the Employment, Retirement, and Income Security Act. That's the law that governs most benefits that are provided to employees from their employer. So the reason that ERISA and following that law is so important is because the most common penalty for a failure to comply with ERISA is $110 per violation per day. So if you take the example of a 50-person group over a 1-month period, that's about $168,000 in penalties for one set of violations. Over a year, that's about $2 million. So obviously, if you have a 100-person group, that's $4 million a year. And that's kind of where you start from a negotiation perspective, not a position you want to be in. So the main thing I want to talk about is the fact that these audits are becoming much more common. It used to be that the focus of the Department of Labor audit was on a group that had 100 or more employees, because that's where the 5,500, Form 5500 is required. So it's really shifted to where now small employers are receiving these letters. So this example, January of 2014, here's a letter that was received by a 25-person group. The number one item on that list is a request to see the Summary Plan Description, SPD. Now, most employers mistakenly believe that an SPD, well, number one, most employers don't know anything about it. So if they know anything about it, they mistakenly believe that their insurance contracts, so the certificate of insurance or the policy, they believe that's an SPD, and that's not correct, because those are a contract between the insurance company and the employer. But an SPD is the full description of what the employer is doing for the employee. So really your options are to go out and find an attorney to write this document. That's probably a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 venture. There are services, we've gone out and contracted for a national HR service provider that really becomes a almost insignificant figure, a couple $100 in order to put in place not only a compliant document, but also one that lives, meaning over time it will change because it's stored in an accessible place online. It also gives you a place to prove that you've done what you need. So the bottom line is that you need to focus on the compliance aspects of reform, and an SPD and complying with the ERISA requirements are extremely important. So number one, I welcome any questions or comments that you have about today's topics. Look forward to hearing any suggestions that you have. And certainly if you have any specific concerns about your own situation, let us know. Again, I'm Matt Schwartz with Schwartz Insurance Group in Louisville, Kentucky. Look for the next in our series on how you too can be a pro with regard to your benefits, communication, and culture. Thank you.